All right. We are live, and you are here with the Yergo brothers on the Just Sayin Podcast, revamping the podcast, trying to get some stuff going, bringing in my brother here. Gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some topics to talk about. So quickly, let's go through the table yet. Let's introduce yourself.
I'm Anthony. Unfortunately, I'm his brother, but it is what it is. You can't
The
pick your
younger
brothers.
brother. Make sure you make that clear. Well, you
Younger
gotta make
brother.
sure you make it clear that you're the younger brother. I'm the older so I'm more wiser, right?
Yeah, that's where the bald head comes in.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been hearing that joke since 1998. Doesn't get old with Anthony over here. But
Never.
no, it doesn't. But yeah, so this is my younger brother. He's the black sheep of the family. That's definitely I think we all know that for a fact.
Pretty much.
But anyway, so for those of you who have listened to me in the past, I've usually done a solo gig. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun having my brother on. We definitely banter a lot back and forth. We have a lot of different views on some things. Well, we'll just get right to it on, since we banter back and forth on a lot of things. What's your sports teams? Why don't you tell everybody who they are? I mean, you can clearly see in the background behind you there what you got going on. So
yeah, it's the only team that matters, the New York Yankees,
Boston Red Sox,
New England Patriots,
Indianapolis Colts.
I like the Bruins and the Celtics.
Okay, so that's where we agree on the Bruins. That's about, so out of everything, that's what we agree on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the least watched sport in history is hockey, and we agree on the Bruins that we barely ever even watch together. Yeah, we don't even watch it. We don't even watch it. Only when the Stanley Cup playoffs come, and then when the what do you call it? If they even make it to the Cup finals.
Yeah, well, that'll take a miracle.
Well, the last couple of years, it's been trying to take a miracle. They've got the team, but they don't really perform well when it gets to either the Eastern Conference Finals or the semifinals.
You got to get rid of Tuukka Rask.
Well, so Tuukka is coming back, though. He said he wants to retire a Bruin. Did you see that report?
I saw something about it, but why wait? Just retire now. Do the fans a favor.
Yeah, I don't think he's the right fit for the Bruins anymore either. But hockey season's in a month. We're not here to talk about hockey, but
true. And I'm also a Patriot. Yeah, I said Patriots fan.
You said Patriots, but we just keep skipping over that because nobody here wants to know who are Patriot fans. The majority of the viewers in this country don't want to know that you're a Patriots fan.
Well, it's the only team that matters. Well, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because that's the Tom Brady.
See, there it is. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you're a Patriots fan, but you're really now a Buccaneers fan.
No. At week 4, I will be rooting for the Patriots. But if Tom Brady wins, I'll be happy.
What jersey are you going to wear?
I do not have any current player jerseys.
I've never bought a jersey in my life.
I got Gronkowski and Edelman. No, not Edelman. Maybe Edelman. I forget.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that when we get to the NFL portion of this discussion. But why don't you tell everybody? But who did you really grow up rooting for first?
In what? Football?
Yeah, what the frick you think I'm talking about?
I was originally a 49ers fan, but that changed in like 97.
Okay. Why did that change? Do you remember?
I had a Ben Coates jersey.
Ben Coates. That's a name that we don't hear every day.
Yep.
So now I'll tell you. So I've been a Colts fan that obviously since we were both young.
You got dropped on your head at birth.
No, I actually stuck with my team and continued moving forward progressively as rooting. I didn't hop off. I didn't hop off to
Well,
a different team.
it's not like I hopped on a bandwagon because the Patriots weren't really good in '97.
Well, they started getting good in like 2001. And how old were you in 97? 11.
Yeah, 11.
11, Anthony.
Yeah.
You were 11. Okay. You were 11 years old and you didn't even know what was going on.
No, but I know I picked the right team.
No, you did not pick the right team. The right team would have been anybody other than the Patriots.
Just because you hate the Patriots.
Well, so just so you know, so I became a Colts fan for the viewers, since you know. So because I liked Peyton Manning, but before that, Jim Harbaugh and Marshall Faulk were on the Colts team, and if you remember, they had a great team that year. Marshall Faulk, I think maybe in his second or third season. Harbaugh was good. I think they were in the AFC Championship game, I think, against the Steelers that year. What was that, like 94, 95 or something like that, when the Steelers played the Cowboys in the Super Bowl?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I recall that. I'd have to recheck that. But anyway, but I was a Peyton Manning fan when he went to Tennessee. So then I continued following him through. So I didn't just become a Denver Broncos fan when Peyton Manning moved to Denver.
But I bet you rooted for them.
Well, I did root for them because I wanted anybody to beat the Patriots. I didn't care who it was.
Well, luckily Peyton finally got through and got his Super Bowl.
Well, he got his Super Bowl with the Colts first. Let's just clarify that. And then he got his second Super Bowl. And just remember something.
I do not believe he won a Super Bowl with the Colts.
He did, 2009. Come on, keep up with the times, dude. 2009 again.
I'm pretty sure that was not with the Colts.
No, it actually wasn't 2009. It was 2007. It was against the Bears.
I don't think so.
Yeah, why don't you look it up? It was against the Bears. They lost, and then they lost the Super Bowl of the Saints game.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
Well, I'll go ahead and look it up, but you'll be wrong because you want to know why you're wrong? Because Peyton was the first one to win a Super Bowl with two different teams. So remember that. Tom Brady's won with two separate teams.
I'm gonna have to double check you on that.
Yeah, well, you can fact check me all you want. Why don't you go find some of those liberal fact checkers? Maybe they'll.
I don't trust anything I don't trust anything they put out.
Well, exactly. That's why. So you can go. So they won't give you the right information anyway. All right. Anyways, what else? What else you want to talk? What else you want to say? Got anything else to say? So we agree only on the Bruins. I'm Red Sox. You're Yankees. You're Patriots. I'm Colts. Celtics. Oh yeah, and I am the Lakers.
Oh, all right. You were right. You were right.
I know. I was right. I'm usually right 99% of my life every single day. By the way,
I beg to differ.
There's only about 1% of me that's wrong every day, and if you could just go talk to my wife, that's the 1%.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, no, well, see, again, look at that. 99% right.
Probably right.
Yep. All right, so anyways, having a little fun there. So, did you know that there was NCAA on tonight?
Did not.
Do you want to want to know why I asked you what you were watching before we got on the show?
Why?
Is because the fact that you didn't even know there was NCAA football on tonight, but you knew some country episode was on tonight, some country show or something.
Yep.
Yeah. What is it?
CMA Summerfest.
CMA Summerfest. For the viewers out there, I hope they realize that he chose CMA Summerfest over NCAA football tonight. I'm not sure how that makes any sense in any type of realm when September hits.
I mean, I'd be watching the Yankees, but I'm pretty sure they have the day off.
The Yankees do have the day off today. They do have the day off. But you still would take a country music festival over a college football game? Ohio State's playing right now.
Yeah, I know. Ohio State is my college team. I do like them, but
We like them because we have a lot of family out there, and we have alumni that went to Ohio State too. Right?
yeah, yep.
Yeah. So they are winning. So quick score update. I'm going to check the score. They are winning 10-7. They're playing Minnesota tonight. Opening night. I'm actually surprised at how many games there are on a Thursday night for college football. That's probably more than I've ever seen.
I'm truthfully, I didn't even know until you mentioned it.
Did you know that there was college football games last weekend on week 0?
Did not.
No, see, man, country over football. That's sad, Anthony. That's sad. Oh man, but anyway, so who do you else got this weekend? Do you like anybody playing this weekend? Or are you not interested in the college football schedule this weekend?
I'm not interested in it this weekend.
Not interested.
I'd have to brush up on it and see who's playing and whatnot.
All right, well, get brushed up on that so that way we can start talking about football because we don't want to be talking about country fest.
I mean, country sells.
Football sells, my friend.
I don't know. That's a packed audience there, so obviously they didn't know.
Where is this? Where is this right now?
Nashville.
Oh, it's in Nashville. I bet you that the only people that are watching this right now are you and the people in Nashville.
Nah, I don't believe it.
You've been to Country Fest, right?
Not the actual Country Fest. Just a couple Luke Bryan concerts, Kid Rock, Jason Aldean.
Yeah, how are those? I've never been because I'm not a country fan. I can't stand country.
I don't know. You listen to a little bit.
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to tell anybody that.
Well, you can't say I don't like it, and
because I don't like it. Now, I think I might have like 2 songs on a playlist.
Yeah,
I think I have 2 songs. Wait, let me see who's the song on my playlist. It's what is it? Lee Bryce. Who's Lee Bryce?
He's a country artist. What song?
One of them girls. One of them girls.
Oh yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, that's the only song.
He's actually playing at Bold Point Park in Providence. And,
oh, is he really?
Yeah, this month.
Yeah, I couldn't even pick him out of the crowd. I don't know what he looks like. Are you gonna go to that show?
Probably not. I'll probably go to like Fish Company or something, and because you can hear it from the outside patio.
Okay, all right. For those of you some of you who don't know where we're from too, we live in New England. I live in Connecticut. He lives in Rhode Island. So when you talk about Fish Company, that's in Providence, right? Providence.
Yes, right on the waterfront.
That's in Providence. Yeah. Yeah. Did Mom tell you we got 8.5 inches of rain here?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that was crazy. Did you see the subways? Did you see the subways? Yeah. Somebody posted a meme of the subway that said it's the cleanest that the subway system has ever been.
Oh, 100%. I've been on the subways.
The friggin' water was pouring in there like a goddamn waterfall.
Did you see the one with the subway going by?
Yeah.
It was like a tidal wave.
The water was just coming. It was just a tidal wave coming on top of it. Yeah. I don't know how people live like that, or like could even go down in the subways when it rains like that. That happens like weekly.
First of all, when it's raining like that, I don't even know what the hell you're doing leaving your house.
Me either. I don't get it. It was like a monsoon last night. It was the worst rain I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I was out, but I was in a car. I wasn't getting wet. I wasn't walking around New York City.
No, but you were still just as stupid to be out.
I mean, if you can't drive in the rain, you shouldn't be on the road.
Ethan, I don't think that was rain that was coming down last night.
Oh, I mean, it was definitely a form of rain. Raining buckets on buckets.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. That was wild. But anyway, so NCAA football. Obviously, somebody doesn't know that it's back. Obviously, I know it's back. I did like Ohio State tonight. Like I said, they are winning 10-7. It's early. They're playing Minnesota. I said that earlier. Did you not listen to me?
I was not listening to that part.
Yeah, you usually try and ignore me most of the time anyway. There's a bunch of other games too, though. There's some other games that are coming on later. It looks like Boise State and UCF's playing. Arizona State, UNLV. I mean, some good games. That UCF game might be pretty good though. That comes on at 9:30. It comes on pretty soon. That might be pretty good to watch. They were talking about getting UFC in UCF in the Big 12.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that? You saw that Texas and Oklahoma moved to the SEC, right? They're going to be moving to the SEC. Yeah, that was that's probably the biggest, dumbest mistake I think I've ever heard of. Why? Why do you think it's a good idea?
Why isn't it?
Because they're not the best teams remotely close in that conference.
Obviously, somebody thought they were.
Well, Oklahoma might be the only one that can compete, but there's like 4 other teams that I can name that are better than Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, you have Alabama, who's nobody beats. Then you have Georgia, right? Then you have Mississippi State, right? You have Texas A&M, who Jimbo Fisher coaches, who just signed a 10-year contract, I think, extension. They're not even coming close. Like Texas A&M is going to get more recruits than Texas would.
Yeah, true. Although,
just because of Jimbo Fisher, though. Well, I know, but they're always going to have the resources, right? They're always going to have the resources, but they're not even. They haven't been good. They haven't. When was the last time you heard Texas was good?
Nah, I can't even remember.
All right, Vince Young.
Oh wow, that's taking it way back.
That's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's taking it way back.
Right, that's almost 20 years ago, and they haven't been good since. So that's what I mean. I just think it's a bad decision. Oklahoma probably would compete, but then they're not beating like the likes of Alabama or Georgia, so they're already going to get 2 losses automatically. So
it could surprise everybody.
Well, we'll see. I mean, that happens in 2023. I mean, Nick Saban ain't going to be there forever.
No.
You know, the dude's like in his late 70s, I think, so he ain't going to be there forever.
I think he'll come back to the NFL before he, at least once. One more time he'll try.
Well, yeah, he might. Well, I don't think so. He's too old. He's too old to come back. I don't see that happening. No way. No way. He would have did it already.
All right.
Yeah, he would have did it already. All right. Which topic you want to go to next? You want to just go right to the baseball and we'll talk about the last 3 afterwards? We'll touch on baseball a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So obviously, like we said, we have the big sibling rivalry here. So, where do you think we're headed right now? So we're approaching the last month of the season, right? Tampa Bay is ahead in the division, really smoking right now.
They're only ahead, what, 4.5?
They are ahead. If I look really quick, I want to say 4.5 against the Yankees. 7 games, way behind.
When the hell
7 games? Yeah, well, the Yankees. Well, don't forget the Yankees did just lose like 2 out of 3, I think, against the Angels.
Yeah, but they won like.
They were on that winning streak. Yeah, they were. But Tampa Bay is 9-1 in their last 10.
Oh yeah, didn't they just sweep the Red Sox?
No, so they're playing the Red Sox right now. So this is the 4th game of the 4-game series they're playing right now.
And I'm pretty sure they've won 3 of them, right?
No, the Red Sox won last night 3-2. And they're up 4-0. Yeah, they did come back and win last night, and they're up 4-0 right now.
Well, Tampa Bay is winning the division.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that. That Tampa Bay is winning the division. But the sad part is that the Red Sox were up 10 games in that division.
Yeah. They were up 10 games.
If you want to get your bantering out, just get it out now. Go ahead.
I mean, I've been waiting for it because, I mean, it seems like the Red Sox do it almost every year because they just suck.
Yeah. It's their August collapse every year.
Well, it's the fact they're not cheating anymore. They can't see the signals coming in and all that. They got the ringleader Alex Cora there, so
But I don't know if you remember that they were found not guilty of cheating.
somebody got
The
paid off in that.
Astros were the team that were found guilty.
Yeah, but
So
somebody got paid off.
don't
Somebody
hold
got
a
paid off in
grudge.
that.
Don't hold a grudge just because your team couldn't even beat somebody who was stealing signals.
Well, I mean, if I was stealing signals, I'd win too.
Well, you guys still
I could,
couldn't win after the fact either last year or the year before or the year before that
because
or the year before that.
it's because we need a new closer and we have him.
Who was
Called
that?
Johnny Lasagna.
Oh, who is that guy?
It's not. I mean, his name's not Lasagna. Lasagna.
Well, obviously it's not lasagna, like the good old fashioned mom's lasagna.
No, it's his name's actually Wyzica.
Well, okay, I've never heard of him, so I have no idea why. What happened to Chen?
He's just he throws heat and that's about it.
Yeah, he
You
throws
can't
way too
rely
much
on him.
gas. Yeah,
You can't rely
he
on him.
throws way too much gas, and it's just yeah.
Only put him in when you got a 10-run lead because he's giving up at least 5.
Yeah, okay.
I'll
So,
actually be in New York Tuesday night.
oh yeah, you told me about that. Wait, yeah, tell me, go ahead, tell everybody where you're going.
Sitting 8 rows behind home plate.
Yeah,
We got a suite. I mean, I didn't get it. It was offered to me, and I
well,
said
you
yes.
can't afford the suite on your salary.
No, and all the food we want. I'm just
Yeah,
can't wait to get there and crack a couple pinstripe pilsners.
nice. Who are they playing?
Toronto.
All right. That's actually going to be a big game because Toronto's kind of still somewhat in the mix, but not quite. But they're a dangerous threat against them. So I'll definitely be rooting for the Blue Jays.
Well, yeah, you need to root for just about anybody that faces the Yankees right now because
Listen,
Red
I will
Sox
tell
had
you
a
this.
10-game lead, and as it stands right now, they had 9 games out of the division, and I don't even know
Yeah.
how many in the wild card.
So they're 2 games behind the Yankees in the wild card. So they own the second wild card spot. Okay.
For now.
So, but see, here's the thing though, right? So the Yankees have played the A's over the weekend, right?
Yep.
So from a baseball standpoint, I actually rooted for the Yankees to beat the A's because we needed to maintain our ground to stay above Oakland.
Right.
Yeah. But you would never do something like that though, huh?
No, I will never a day in my life root for the Red Sox.
Yeah, because you are a douchebag Yankee fan.
No, I'm a real Yankee fan.
No.
You don't root for an AL East rival.
So if the Yankees were in the last game of the season, right, and they were 1 game behind the wild card spot, right, against the Oakland Athletics, and right, they're 1 game behind Oakland, and the Red Sox are playing the Athletics. Are you rooting for the Red Sox to beat the Yankees Oakland that day?
No.
Then you don't make the playoffs.
The Yankees should have put themselves in a better position and played better baseball.
You are a stubborn fucking Yankee fan, man.
You're never gonna win games hoping a rival will get you into the playoffs.
You have to. Well, that's how you have to do it. Sometimes you have to unfortunately root for the other team that you don't want to root for in order for your team to have a chance.
Not with the team that the Yankees have. They shouldn't even be in this position.
You're just too stubborn to understand. That's why we continue to butt heads.
I wouldn't even root for Tampa Bay in that game.
All right, now you're pushing it a little bit. You're pushing the limits. You're being stupid now.
Once the Yankees lose and they're completely out of playoff contention or lose in the playoffs, I immediately turn to a National League team.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to root for Houston.
I would never root for Houston. There's not an American League team I would root for other than the Yankees.
Really? You wouldn't even root for the Indians?
Nope.
Wow. Okay. All right, true American League fan here, people.
Excuse me, they are not the Indians anymore because people get too butthurt over stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna call them the Indians. What's their name now? The Cleveland Guardians.
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 They can't guard anything.
Well, that's part of the cancel culture these days, where they, they're very offensive that they're called Indians. I guess I don't know.
Baffles me.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep calling them the Indians. You had Chief Wahoo up on the bar over there at one point in time years ago. So,
yep.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to try and get another Chief Wahoo and place him right behind there just to show our respect.
True. I'll agree with you on that.
All right. So
say the Yankees do lose.
Yeah.
And in the playoffs, my National League team is the Braves.
Oh, so all right. So that was what I was going to say. So who do you see getting into the World Series with 1 month left of the season, where the team stand now? Where do you think's going to happen? Who do you think's in the World Series? Don't be a homer just because you're a Yankee fan too. I mean, if you realistically think they'll make it to the World Series.
Realistically, the way they're playing baseball right now, if they can keep it, they'll be in the World Series.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you a little bit because they made some good moves at the trade deadline, which was important.
They needed to make them, otherwise they would be sitting probably next to Baltimore in last place.
So yeah, but did you expect the Red Sox to be where they are right now, though, this year?
The Red Sox should be in dead last with the team they got.
That's what I mean. So I didn't even have the expectation for them to be where they're at right now.
Well, they're showing who they really are right now.
That's what I mean. Exactly. They're showing who they really are at the beginning of the season when I thought that's where they would be.
But if you want to get realistic, I'm saying Yankees to the World Series.
Yep. Homer pick. Go ahead.
But if it's not the Yankees,
yep,
it will be the White Sox against the San Francisco Giants.
So I like the Giants pick, but I don't think they're gonna have what it takes to get into the World Series. I think the Dodgers or the Brewers are gonna be too tough for them to beat. The Brewers are picking up steam right now. Brewers are picking up steam.
The Dodgers aren't going to even make it to the ALCS because they won't allow Trevor Bauer to come back because he likes to have angry sex with women that ask for it, so and he gets punished for
it. I don't think that they're going to make it anyway. I think they're going to falter out in the first round.
Yeah.
I think they'll end up losing in the first round. Last year was just a fluke for the Dodgers anyway.
Well, I was
a 60-game schedule. A 60-game season goes into the favor of the best team on paper.
I don't even count last season as a season.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like
if the Yankees won the World Series last year, would you have counted it as a season?
Nope. I'd put an asterisk next to it.
Man, you are a fucking stubborn Yankee fan, man. You are so stubborn.
I said no.
I would have thought you said yes. I would have thought you were going to say yes.
I mean, in reality, it counts because they played, but I wouldn't have counted it. I would put an asterisk next to it.
Okay. Well, all right. So your pick's the Yankees and the Giants?
Yankees and Giants.
All right. I'm going to go Tampa Bay and Milwaukee today. That's what I'm going to say today.
Tampa Bay won't make it to the World Series.
I'm going Tampa Bay. Hey, listen, I didn't knock your pick. Shut up.
I'm just saying Tampa Bay doesn't have what it takes.
Well, the Yankees don't have what it takes.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They don't got any pitching.
What are you talking about? They're loaded with pitching.
No, they're not. If they were loaded with pitching, they'd be 10 games up in the division.
Well, all their pitchers were on the injured list, and they're
so we're gonna make excuses now.
Hey, Without a pitching rotation all year, they stuck right in there.
All right, I'm done with this topic because there's no talking sense into you. There's no talking sense into you. All right, we'll touch on one quick topic before we get into football, and we'll call it. Okay.
All right.
All right. So I don't know if you researched this about the topic that I sent you, but the U.S. Open. So tennis U.S. Open started this week, right? And the rules that came out with the U.S. Open 2 days before the tournament started was that the unvaccinated players could not attend to watch the tennis. They weren't allowed on the grounds.
Well, it's in New York, correct?
Yep. So it's in New York, right? It's in Queens, right? Flushing.
Yep.
Right. So we all know what the rules are for New York and everything, right?
Well, so
for restaurants,
right? It's for restaurants.
Yep.
You gotta have a vaccination card. And this bullshit and that bullshit.
Yep.
But I'm going to Yankee Stadium Tuesday. I'm not vaccinated.
So this is where, right. So I'm glad you bring that up actually, because this is kind of where I was going to go with this too. So, the U.S. Open comes out with the unvaxxed fans not allowed to participate in going on the grounds or watching the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so this is my point that I'm going to try and make. There's unvaxxed players playing in the tournament. So do you think that the U.S. Open should have made a stance and said, well, if the unvaxxed fans can't come in to the stadium, then the unvaxxed players can't play as well?
Well, I think they should have made a stance and said, whether you're vaccinated or not, you can come, watch, and play. Because it shouldn't matter if you're vaxxed or unvaxxed.
So I agree with you on that. So I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but that's not the question I'm asking.
But that's the stance they should have made.
That is, but realistically right now, that's not the stance that they made. So based on the stance that they made, do you think that they should have told the players not to play too, that were unvaccinated?
I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, you could.
Why?
I mean,
why is it?
Because you would. I mean, you'd say no. You'd be say, sorry, you can't play. If you want to play, you got to get vaxxed.
Right. Right. So
if I'm the player that's playing that's not vaccinated, and I have a friend that plays, and he's unvaxxed and he can't come watch me, then I'm going to say, as a player, I'm out. You're not going to let him in, but I'm not vaccinated, but you're letting me play. It makes no sense.
Well, so I don't agree with the whole thing. I think that the U.S. Open should have made a stance where if they were going to tell fans not to come in because they're unvaccinated, then they should have told the players who were unvaccinated that they're not allowed to play. Because realistically, you can't have it both ways. Because, and I had this argument with somebody on Twitter, right? By the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at the Real Ray Yergs. So you can follow me there on Twitter. But if you want to, I had an argument with this person, and the guy was like, well, they're not interacting with the fans, right? And I don't really find that necessarily untrue, but they are interacting with the people that have to hand them the ball boys and girls, right? They have to interact with the media. They have to interact with the referees. They have to interact with the people behind the stands. Like, do you know what goes on behind the stadium, like that you don't see on the court? Like, obviously they have to walk from point A to point B with a bunch of other people that they're walking by, right? Yep. So that's where my point was with this person about that. If they're going to do unvaxxed fans, then they shouldn't allow the unvaxxed players to play too.
Right.
That's my point. I think it's stupid all around, but I think if the U.S. Open wanted to do whatever it is that they're trying to do, then they should have made a stand. And you know who one of the players is that's unvaccinated?
No.
Djokovic. Number one
Really?
ranked player in the world. Number one ranked player in the world, right?
Well, that's why they're letting him play, because he's number one.
So, right, because do you know what he's going for this year?
The Grand Slam.
Right. But do you know that he's going for the career Grand Slam in 1 year? He's won all 3 Grand Slams this year so far.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, that's why the US Open didn't make that stance.
Well,
Because
100%.
some of their top players are unvaccinated and some of their top players are the ones that draw in the money and the fans.
And that's why they're still playing.
And that's why this whole thing is stupid.
It's all a joke.
It is because if you go a mile down the road from,
to go back to baseball, look at the Red Sox. All their
Yep.
players are vaccinated, but they just got half of their teams got COVID.
Yeah, 8 players got COVID, right?
Yep.
8 players got COVID.
Happened to the Yankees twice this year.
Twice. Garrett Cole just recovered, came off of it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Garrett Cole, Gary Sanchez, Rizzo.
Oh, is that? No wonder why I haven't heard of Rizzo's name lately.
Well, Rizzo just came back against
okay.
The Angels.
Okay. But so like it's funny that like the US Open had this stance, but a mile down the road to the New York Mets stadium, the rules were completely different.
Yeah, but
and they were a mile. The stadium is a mile from where the US Open's played.
Yep.
None of it makes sense. It's all just I just can't seem to understand like the stances that some of these organizations are made. To speaking of that too, did you see like on the NBA, they said that NBA players today who are unvaccinated can't play in a game with the city that has vaccination rules.
I saw a blurb of that come on my phone, but I didn't even bother opening it because I'm so aggravated with all this vaccination shit, and you gotta give the kid I work with is, oh, you're not vaxxed, don't come near me. Kiss my ass, buddy. All right.
We all know that. Yeah. Well, we all know that the data and the science proves that if you're vaccinated, it doesn't mean that you don't get it. It's just less chance of hospitalization, right?
Who's to say that can't be fabricated?
Who knows? We don't know the truth.
No.
We don't know the truth. But anyway, I think it was ridiculous. I think it's whatever. It's going to be what it's going to be. We're just going to have to learn to live with it and just focus on what we need to focus on going forward.
Pretty much.
But I'll tell you what, though, there is going to be a lot of things like businesses, sports, and everything that is going to lose out on money because of that. And I think once the money starts getting lost and they start seeing it hit their pockets, it'll change.
It probably happens almost every night in New York when the Yankees are playing, and there's fans that come from all over Rhode Island, Connecticut. If you're not vaccinated, you can't go and get something to eat after the game.
Yep. Yeah.
But you can go to the stadium, which the stadium serves food.
Preaching, man. Preaching. All right. Hey, so we'll jump into some football. What's your take on this? Pats fan. What's your take on this, Pats fan?
Well, I didn't like Cam Newton from the beginning. He wasn't the quarterback to replace Tom Brady. I mean, he did decent last year for not having no training camp, preseason, any of that.
Yeah. But he missed time because of COVID, right?
He did miss time because of COVID because he got it.
Yep.
And the league put a bunch of protocols in this year for teams with all COVID-related bull crap. And he supposedly violated them. But Bill Belichick said he didn't violate anything related to COVID.
So that's funny that you say that because that's why I want to go with this. So did you see Colin Cowherd's response? So Colin Cowherd put out a video there the day before his show. And he said from a very reliable source quote unquote. I don't know who his source is, from a very reliable source that he did get released because of that whole COVID snafu.
Well, then if that was the truth,
but Belichick's not going to tell you the truth.
But if that was the truth,
mm-hmm.
if that was the real reason why he got released, he would have never played in that final preseason game. He wouldn't even have made it to that final preseason game.
But it's only preseason. It doesn't matter. It's only preseason.
Bill Belichick doesn't tolerate any kind of crap. If you do something, all right, look at what's his name? Chandler Jones.
Yep.
He was high out of his mind walking through the streets of Massachusetts. The next week, he didn't even make it to the next week. He was traded away to Arizona. See ya.
So I actually think that I think you're wrong on that point just a little bit, because I think that the Patriots were actually sending a message to the rest of the league about the players that the ability to play is key in the availability of having players that are vaccinated, unfortunately.
I don't know.
I don't think Cam really played that good this preseason anyway.
He's not a good quarterback.
No, I don't think he fits the system, first of all.
I could have seen the Patriots keeping him.
He wouldn't have taken a backup role.
He was going to have to, because Cam Newton wouldn't have made it to week 4.
I agree with you, and I agree with you on that, and I think that's why they released him, because they would have had to pay him. He was going to get like a bonus or something for being on the roster too, right?
No, they would have got a bonus if they made the playoffs with him starting.
Okay.
But if I'm looking at it as a Patriots fan, I would have kept him and been like, listen, you'll get your full salary, but you're going to be the backup quarterback, and we're only going to use you on goal line plays.
So that's what
doing is running.
So a close person that I follow on Twitter that I've interacted with several times for the last couple of years, many times. He actually agreed. He actually said the same thing you just did. He said that keeping Cam would have been a benefit for the team because of his third down play availability, on how to get first downs on 3rd and 1, 3rd and short, and on how many touchdowns he had last year with running into the Russian touchdowns.
Right. But also, I
don't think Cam wanted to play that role. So I'd be curious to know what conversation that was.
Truthfully, if you want my opinion, it's like anything else.
Yes, we want this show is all about the truth, Anthony.
And everybody knows how Bill Belichick is and how he operates. And look at the players he's released in the past. 2 weeks later, he signed them back. So he just releases them, says, don't go out there, don't sign with anybody. We're going to bring you back, and you're going to come back at a lesser role because you didn't play good. So this is how it's going to be.
I actually think he's going to get picked up by a team, though.
There's no team that needs a quarterback.
Well, so I actually thought that the Cowboys were going to pick him up. But then but Dak's still hurting, though.
And I'm telling you, Cam Newton will be back with the Patriots at some point.
Ooh, bold move. Boom, 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 boom. Bold prediction here.
Hey, he's not going to be the starter. I mean, who knows? Maybe he will. Maybe he said, hey, we're going to start Mac Jones, and Cam got pissed, and they released him, and Mac Jones plays shitty. Jarrett Stidham ain't going to come in. He's another shit bum.
Well, do you think that any one of those quarterbacks?
Huh?
Do you think any one of those quarterbacks are the future of this team?
Mac Jones is.
I was talking with Matt the other day when we went to the golf tournament, and he thinks that Mac Jones is the future too. He agrees.
Well,
he's even a bigger Patriot hard fan than you are.
I watched all the preseason games, and the only one to take him down the field was Mac Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, so you kind of just proved my point when I said that Cam's wasn't playing well.
Right. And
the video, the tape shows everything.
Right.
But I will say I did just say that I think he just gets picked that he might get picked up. I actually might retract that statement because I actually meant to say that I don't think he will get picked up, and I think it's because of him not being vaccinated. As I said, that the ability to be available to play is the key to this season.
Yeah, but show me proof of how many. It doesn't matter to me because I could care less.
So
who
listen,
is or who isn't. But show me
listen,
proof
I
of
don't.
all those players on that Patriots roster right now are not vaccinated.
So I don't care either. So that I'm going to segue into the next topic. So we'll start talking about the NFL in a minute, right?
Yep.
Right. So I'll segue into the NFL discussion. So there wasn't any issue. There was some issues last season with like players testing positive or whatever, right?
Right.
But they went through their normal protocols and they were fine within 5 days or something, and every single game still was able to get played. Now
Yep.
there was some bad rescheduling things, but they still were able to play every single game.
Yep.
So I don't understand what the difference is this year. To me, I just feel like they're putting more restrictions on not just the NFL, but in NCAA football, baseball, and in all sports. And I think it's a complete unfair.
Not so much baseball.
No, you're right. That's a good point. You're right. Not so much baseball. They'll do that next season because of they're seeing how everybody's doing it this season.
Yeah, but right now, baseball, you got enough players on your team where if you lose somebody, it's 7 days. It's not that big of a deal. Because if it's only a pitcher, he only pitches every 5-6 days, anyways.
Yeah.
So
yep. Yeah,
not missing much time. So I don't think baseball changes anything. But football, that whole if your team can't play, which the whole team shouldn't be punished for the one person that has COVID, whether you're vaccinated or not, because just take that player off the field or tell them stay home.
Yep.
Play the game. Everybody else is tested negative, so why can't the game be played?
Yep. No, I agree. Before we get into the last topic, right?
Yep.
Before we get into the last topic for NFL, within the same thing. So the picture I sent you yesterday or earlier. So this goes again to like the whole COVID thing. So the SEC, right, for NCAA football is announcing their COVID cancellation policy, and it involves some big time financial implications. Okay, this is quoted by Outkick. Okay. If you are the school that prevents the full schedule from happening, you are going to owe the SEC some money. Now, the SEC and all the other college football, especially Big 10, Big 12, they got off to a late start last season, but they played every single game with no issues. And I only think, now don't quote me, I'd have to go and actually research it, but I think only 3 players in all of college football last season tested positive for COVID.
Well, not all college football teams played, right?
So most of the college football teams played, especially the big time schools like in the SEC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac 12. They all ended up playing. There were some schools that did drop out and didn't play.
Yep.
But the majority of the colleges did play, and they made everything work. And I don't know what's the difference between last year and this year.
Nothing. Oh, the Delta variant. That's the difference.
Hey, listen, COVID has more variants than the Marvel multiverse.
I'm with you on it.
All right. Have you seen Loki?
No, I haven't. I want to see it. The series, right?
The series, right? So the series Loki, right?
That's on Netflix, right?
It is Disney Plus. Disney Plus. So if you've seen Loki, people who have watched it, they know about the TVA. So that's the Time Variance Authority. So it's about you have in the multiverse is about different variants of yourself. So like Loki has like different variances of himself, and Captain America would have different variants of himself. That's what I mean. COVID has more variants than the multiverse does, and we need the TVA to get in and reset the sacred timeline.
I mean, it's very simple. You just call it the flu.
Exactly.
Because that's all it is the flu.
Exactly. All right. Last topic. We'll get into some NFL to close out the show. All right. Week 1 is going to be starting next week. We do have some preseason that is finishing up this week. Nobody cares about week 4. Nobody's playing.
I thought there was only 3 weeks.
Oh, did they do 3 weeks this year?
Yeah, they only
Are
did
they really
3
only
weeks
doing 3 weeks?
because they added an extra game to the season.
Oh yeah, that's right. I knew they added the game, but I forgot if they were doing 4 preseason games or not.
Nope, just 3.
3. All right. So, what's your predictions for the season before we get into week 1? We'll have a good show next week. We'll do one before week 1 starts, and we'll give out final predictions. Probably give out some picks too, some betting picks. Gambling's legal around the corner from your house.
Yes, it is. My predictions.
Yep. So, what's your prediction? What do you got?
I say it's going to be the Chiefs and Buccaneers in the Super Bowl again.
Oh, that's okay. So see what I mean, guys. When I go back to, if you guys rewind this tape and go back to the beginning of the show, he said he was a Patriots fan, but realistically, he's a Buccaneers fan now.
Well, I'm being realistic, and Patriots.
Come on,
probably
the Buccaneers are not making the Super Bowl. Stop it. The Buccaneers are not making the Super Bowl.
Tell me, how do you figure?
Come on,
they got all the players back,
dude. It was such a fluke last year. I can't. Tom Brady ain't doing it again, man.
Tom Brady is literally the best quarterback that ever played the game of
football. Oh my God, get off his nuts.
He's the best.
For once. Get off his nuts for once, will you please?
He's the best, man. Show me something.
Listen, I won't dispute that. He is listen, he is the best quarterback ever. I came to that realization about 3 years ago. He is definitely
that realization about like 10 years ago.
No.
After
no,
he
absolutely
made, like,
not.
10th Super Bowl.
So
and Buccaneers and did it with a different team.
Yeah, well, Peyton Manning already did that first, so get off that horse already, will you?
How many rings does Peyton have?
Yeah. Rings. It's all about rings and jewelry.
Why you play to win the game?
Yeah, I know. Listen, listen, it's bad enough you already got me to admit on air that I think Tom Brady is the best quarterback ever.
I'm actually shocked at that, but
yeah. No, like I said, I told Matt that about 3 years ago. So, yeah, I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to argue with you on that because there's no argument to make. But you can't say that the Buccaneers are going to make the Super Bowl again, man. And you can't. I don't even know if you can say the Chiefs can make the Super Bowl again. That's 3. That'd be 3 years in a row for the Chiefs.
I mean, they've improved. They haven't gotten any better.
Who's improved?
The Chiefs.
It's like the same team.
They added a couple new guys, I'm pretty sure.
But you're gonna have a mix up. You're gonna fall off the wheel sometimes. You're gonna fall off the wheel. This is the year that they fall off the wheel. The Chiefs are not gonna make the Super Bowl. They're gonna come up just short. They're gonna fall off the wheel a little bit. The third wheel is in the back is gonna get a little wobbly.
Everybody in the league needs to realize that once Tom Brady is done playing football, then there'll be other teams that'll actually be able to win, other than just Tom Brady.
Yeah. So you literally don't think any other team in the NFC is going to make the Super Bowl?
No.
I mean, you can't. The Packers, you have to believe that the Packers are going to make the Super Bowl this year.
Not with all that drama with Aaron Rodgers and everything.
Oh, drama! Bum. Yeah, they got a ton of drama.
Doesn't want to be there.
But he didn't want to be there like 3 years ago, and they still made it to where they were the last couple of years.
Yeah. But he doesn't want to be there. He wants to be in San Fran.
Well, San Fran just drafted their future quarterback. They're not going to have the room to go and get him.
I
think that ship sailed.
Do like a 3-14 trade, and Jimmy G ends back up with the Patriots.
I wouldn't take Jimmy G if you gave him to me for free.
I like Jimmy G.
You would because he was
Listen,
You would
good.
say that because you're a Patriots fan.
He's
not good.
Belichick runs a system. If you can play in his system,
he's not even remotely close to good. He's going to lose his starting quarterback he's going to lose his role to a quarterback that shouldn't have even been drafted by the 49ers, and he wasn't even the best quarterback coming out of the draft.
All right.
Listen, I think the Packers make the Super Bowl.
No, I don't see that.
I think the Packers make the Super Bowl. I think the Cowboys fans are going to be in a huge disappointment because Cowboys fans are putting them at like 14 wins already.
They probably don't.
Dak Prescott hasn't even played a game yet. Like
they don't even get 7
14 wins.
They don't even. Get 7 wins.
I said that to a couple of Cowboys fans the other day. They weren't happy about it.
Ezekiel Elliott cannot carry that team on his back himself.
Listen, that division's the worst, and I'm going to pick Jalen Hurts to be the winner of the division.
I mean, that's bad.
It's pitiful.
Well, I mean, look at how the division was last year. Would they have a losing record and they made the playoffs?
Yeah. Pretty embarrassing. Hey, listen, I did one of those, like those things when you like spin the wheel and it predicts like what teams are going to be in the Super Bowl and stuff.
Yep.
You know what? Actually, I ended up with this was like 7 months ago that I did this. It ended up with the Bills and the Buccaneers. I
could see the Bills.
I actually do think the Bills are probably the second. Obviously, they're the second best team in the conference.
Who's the first best team?
Well, obviously, if you predicted the friggin' Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl, wouldn't you not make them the best team in the conference? You moron.
Oh, I thought you meant division. I thought you meant in the division.
No. Oh, no, they're the best team in the division for sure.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's that. Hey, look at that, folks. We have breaking ground here. He has admitted that the Bills are better than the Patriots in the division.
Although, I will say.
No, just stop right there.
You got to like how the Patriots offseason went. Belichick went on a spending spree. He's never done that before.
Let me see what happens first. Give me 4 weeks and let me see what happens. I don't care who he got.
Tight ends back.
I don't care if they got two tight ends. They got 2 tight ends with a rookie quarterback thrown to them. Come on.
A rookie quarterback that's better than who's quarterbacking for the Colts?
He ain't fucking better than Carson Wentz. He ain't, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Is Carson Wentz
to play? Yes, get out of here with that bullshit.
He got a hangnail.
Get out. Get out of here with that bullshit. He ain't better than Carson Wentz.
Almost every quarterback in the league is better than Carson Wentz.
Oh, give me a break. Who's dude? You're dumb. You're dumb. Listen. So the Bills, we'll agree. I think they're the second best team. I think that they have the best shot at making the Super Bowl.
I could see that.
I think the Bills do. A couple of other good teams, I think that might be of an issue. So I don't really know where Pittsburgh stands, so I'm going to put them on the back burner for now.
Well, they got Rapist Burger, so.
Yeah. But here's 2 teams that I kind of like that I think is going to be a threat. And it's painful for me to say one of these teams, but I feel bad because of our cousins. I think the Browns are actually a really good team.
Well, there's no disagreement.
Stefanski is the big time deal with being a head coach.
There's no disagreement from me on that, but it all boils down to, is Odell Beckham going to stop being a little bitch when the ball's not thrown to him?
No, that'll never stop.
There's no I in team, so if you can't deal with that, then send him packing.
That'll never happen. He's going to be a drama queen for the rest of his life.
truthfully, the Browns played better last year without him, so I would have gotten rid of him in the offseason.
Well, they tried, but I don't think nobody wants his salary and everything and his drama. So
but yeah, the Browns are good.
Yeah, I think the Browns are a pretty good sleeper team. I'd be pretty shocked if the Raiders were as bad as they have been the last couple of years. I feel like the Raiders, it's either this year or that's it for Gruden, in my opinion.
First of all, I don't even know why Gruden came back to coach them.
Well, I mean, he had a good gig, but he's getting paid a ton of money to be a coach for 10 years that probably has no expectations of winning a Super Bowl.
He probably has no expectations of probably even winning more than 5 games in those 10 years.
I don't really even think I don't know if he even cares if he wins.
I mean, it'd be nice to see the Raiders win, because they just built that new stadium.
Yeah.
But I don't like the Raiders.
That stadium is badass, man. That stadium's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we gave the Super Bowl predictions. Last question. Give me a sleeper team in the AFC and the NFC. Like a sleeper team. Not like a Browns, like a sleeper team.
Shit. Man. That's a tough one.
Well, so for the NFC, for me, it's going to be the Saints.
There's no Drew Brees, so I don't know.
Hey, there's my point. That's my point. There's no Drew Brees. He's holding them back the last 3 years.
I don't think he was holding them back without that.
Yes, he was.
No.
Dude, you see Teddy Bridgewater come in 2 years ago? Did you see Teddy Bridgewater come in 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Took him on I think 5-0 run. The team would have been better with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. Did you see Jameis Winston come in last year and Taysom Hill come in last year? Better than Drew Brees at quarterback. Drew Brees was Peyton Manning, but worse, but couldn't throw the ball down the field.
All right.
He couldn't throw the ball more than 15 yards down the field, so the defense knew exactly what they needed to do. At least when Denver did it and Peyton Manning had that whole neck problem and couldn't throw the ball down the field, they actually had different options to move the ball forward.
Yep.
And Peyton Manning was smarter than Drew Brees.
I mean,
Drew Brees was holding them back.
I don't know if I could give you a sleeper teams.
All right. Then you have no sleeper teams then.
Maybe the Bears. Bears for the NFC.
So if Fields starts for the Bears, I'll say the Bears.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Dalton was named starter from what I read. If Dalton starts, I say no. If Fields starts, I say yes.
If Andy Dalton starts, he's only making it probably to week 2, and then he's pulled.
Every game counts. Every game counts. All right.
And in the AFC, I can't give a sleeper team in the AFC. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The AFC is not as good. It's kind of hard to make a judgment. Maybe
Tennessee, maybe. Tennessee,
no, but they're not a sleeper team. They're already good. That's not a sleeper team. Somebody like the Denver Broncos, like maybe might be a sleeper team. Somebody like maybe somebody. I mean, Broncos maybe probably the only one. If they had a good quarterback. No, Trevor Lawrence is not ready. Won't be ready. I don't think Urban Meyer is going to be a successful head coach in NFL.
No, I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They got rid of God. They got rid of Tebow.
Hey, he's going to go play for the Mets again in single A baseball. Maybe he'll even play in the Cape Cod League. Who knows?
Maybe he should just hang up sports altogether. Because obviously he can't make it to the MLB. He couldn't cut it as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, he
can't cut it as a tight end.
Yeah. Well, all right. This was fun. I think this was good. This was fun. You got anything you want to say? Got any plugs? Anywhere we want people to follow you? Any media accounts you want to get follow that?
I got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Oh, well, I don't use Twitter. I just use Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, go if you want some hot Instagram reels or shared posts. Go follow Anthony. What's your hashtag? What's your tag?
Aunt Yerg's 51.
Just spelt like it is. See where Yergs, except it's Aunt Yergs. Go follow him on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at the Real Ray Yergs. This was Just Sayin Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you later. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, the like button. Don't forget to retweet, post, comment. Feedback's always great. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This was a lot of fun. We'll be back next week. I will be releasing a schedule of when we want to try and do the podcasts. And we are going to do an NFL pick show. If you're interested yet, obviously I want you on board. But I'm also going to try and bring in Matt. Matt might be interested in doing the pick show. So that was fun last year. I had that myself last year. It was a lot of fun. So it was good times. So
I'm in.
All right. Well, again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please share, like, subscribe, and we will catch you next time. All right. Take it easy. Later, babe.
Later.